To remove the bearing on the normal brake side, you'll first need to remove the encoder, normal brake, and normal brake lining. The following are tools to remove the bearing on the normal brake side. 4mm Allen wrench, 18mm socket, 10mm Allen socket, wrench, M12 all threaded rods, 2 M12 bolts, washer, E-clip remover, an 8-ton hydraulic puller. Use a 4mm Allen wrench to remove the encoder shaft. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the existing brake wiring. Use an 18mm socket and ratchet to remove the 8 bolts. Insert the 2 M12 rods into the top 2 holes. This will support the cover. Insert the 2 M12 bolts into the cover as shown. Use the 10mm Allen socket to jack the cover off. If needed, use 2 wrenches to pry the cover away from the machine housing. After removal of the wavy washer, use an E-clip remover to remove the retaining clip. Use a washer to cover the center shaft and then mount the hydraulic bearing puller. Remove the bearing by using the hydraulic bearing puller. Heat the bearing using an electric bearing heater, then apply the bearing directly onto the shaft. Once the bearing and wavy washer are placed back onto the shaft, remount the machine cover. Center the cover and then use a mallet to align the cover back into the machine housing. Once the M12 bolts are in place, use a wrench to tighten the M12 bolts so that the cover is flush with the machine housing. Reinsert the machine bolts and then remove the M12 threaded rods. Remove the 2 M12 jack bolts and then reinsert all 8 machine housing bolts. Use an 18mm socket to tighten all 8 bolts. Use a 4mm Allen wrench to reattach the encoder shaft.